I'm like seriously obsessed with gardening. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, ArdelleVision, where I take you on a journey to capture the vision of my life in hopes to inspire you to do the exact same thing. One day I will go into details on what I mean when I say that, but it's not going to be this day. Today we're going to be talking about ADHD and hobbies and or obsessions and or what is your hyperfocus currently. Mine is gardening. It all started with this guy. This is called a fuzzy panda. I got a succulent for my birthday when I was 30, and that's when you know you're old, when you're genuinely excited to get a plant. Got it for my birthday. In California, it is a very Mediterranean arid climate. Fast forward to moving back to the Midwest, where it is very moist and damp and humid, and I accidentally left my succulent outside and it died. I killed the thing. So fast forward to recently, if you are new here and you aren't familiar with my channel, hi, welcome. Please remember to subscribe and to click the gray bell to be notified the moment I upload another video every Wednesday on all things ADHD, mental well-being, and personal development. You might not know that my mother passed away recently, and upon her passing away, right before she passed away, we inherited from her suggesting to me and my siblings to go get some plants from a friend of hers. And that has begun the revamping of me and my siblings' obsession with gardening. All of us in our own way are obsessed with gardening. Seriously, I am so obsessed with trying to figure out how to garden and not kill all my plants. Let me take you outside to see my plants, and then we're gonna go see my garden. Yes, I have an open cabinet. Yes, I have an open door. Yes, there's stuff on my fridge. Yes, I have dirty dishes in my sink and there's a mess in the background. But anyway, so let's skedaddle on outside to my little balcony. It is pretty pathetic. So these are my plants. This one is dying. I'm trying. I need to push it further into the sun. I literally take them downstairs and let them sit in the sun. This is my mint. I thought it was dying, but it's growing. This is my, oh no, what are they called?
I gotta go to my computer to Google what the name of that freaking plant is. Popular flowers. Popular flowers to plant. Easy flowers.
Petunia. I just want to sit over here now. So, the matter at hand is plants and my addiction to gardening. It's my new obsession. It's been my hyperfocus for about a month or two now. I think it's interesting. A lot of times your obsession or your hyperfocus is determined on your motivation. And I don't think had these plants been given and gifted to us through a mutual friend of my mom's on her desire for us to make sure we go get them, I don't think that me and my siblings, I can at least speak for myself, I don't think that we would be nearly as obsessed with making sure these plants grow and to seek out their thrival as much as we are now. Like, the motivation behind this hyperfocus is, I think, what is keeping us sustained in the longevity of watching plants grow, which obviously it's like slow to bear fruit. It's a very slow process. And a lot of times with ADHD, your attention is, it seems like your attention would be interested or sustained in something that is fast paced, but that's not always the case. So I don't know. I'm just curious what you guys are hyper-focused or obsessed with right now and how long you've been interested in it. Obviously, your brain is interested in whatever it's interested in it, and that's what you're going to be doing. Like, I put off other things that I should be doing so I could go work in the garden, which I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I feel like I'm learning lessons in life while in the garden. For those of you that know, I'm a Christian and I love the Bible. And on my phone, I have a Bible verse that's been my background for so long because I had just been too lazy to change it, because I like changing my backgrounds to any Bible verse that is applicable to my life at the time. But I guess this one just kind of kept sticking, which is John 15:2, which is, he cuts every branch that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it'll be even more fruitful. While working in the garden, it's amazing that I'm like, oh, this is what pruning is. This is what cutting off dead branches mean. Like, there's so much to plants that I never even knew about. The parallelogram behind all that has been very insightful for me to apply it to myself. to apply it to yourself as a person. Like, what is not useful for you at this time? I read a book called Necessary Endings. I will link it in the description below. Like, friendships or connections or jobs or situations that aren't really causing you to grow, and it's just dead weight. And if you cut it off and grieve the simple pain of that loss, other areas of your life will end up thriving because you're not stretching yourself super thin. So I love plants. It's my obsession, and I just spit if you did not see that. But the garden is so fun. It's out in my sister's backyard. When you walk up to it, you could just see the lush life. It's like a little oasis back there, and it's a lot of work. It is so much work, and there's no other thing to do other than to get it done. We have had so many nights where it's been late at night and we realize like we're still behind on everything we got to get done to protect it from wildlife, to protect it from bugs, to put a perimeter around, to make sure that we've watered it, to make sure that we've dug up enough of the heavy clay to put in rich soil, which is a whole nother facet of gardening that boggles me. And there's a lot of parallels with the Bible, like the parable of the sower, where it's like, you put seed. I'm not gonna go into that. It's fascinating because obviously plants also need to be certain amounts of spaces apart from one another, healthy boundaries, or else they're not gonna thrive because then their roots get entangled with one another. Not all things. Oh, that cloud is so cool. But I feel like while you're in the garden, there's a lot to focus on though. So it makes sense that you would get distracted with it. I get in the zone. It's like the perfect combination of meditation, hyper-focus, like healing. It's such that made no sense. It's just a really nice experience and I love it. And it's just fun to be in the garden. You're kind of away from the madness of the world and of your own thoughts. And it's part of my priority list right now. And I'll go visit with my sister and we'll work on the garden together, and I feel accomplished by the end of it. And it's like, we're going to see this through. Like, we're going to make sure that we get fruit and vegetables this season. And if anything, it's just inspired us to grow the garden bigger. I think I didn't finish a thought from earlier, but my sister's roommate was really annoyed of her tearing up the yard because she didn't think that she was going to see it through, and she had no help. And since I wasn't involved, I didn't really think to help her. And now that these are mutually our plants, she works in it a little bit more because she lives there, but we work on the garden together, and to see that they're thriving and to work as a team, it actually has meant that we see the fruits of our labor. And her roommate is like so excited, and like next year we should plant even more, like just so excited. Once you see the results of your efforts, it's really fun. And obviously, fails mean you just have to learn what you did wrong. There's always next year kind of thing, but it's fun to trial and error the situation, to learn what you're doing wrong, to figure it out. There's a lot of problem solving involved, and I'm just sharing with you the fact that I'm obsessed with gardening. I share this in a community I'm a part of, and so many people jumped on the bandwagon and they were like, oh my gosh, can we just start a whole new group about ADHD and gardening? And my braid fell out. Oh well. Anyways, that is my simple video for you today. It's my obsession, it's my hobby, it's my hyper-focus right now, and I'm just so curious if anybody else is interested in gardening. Also, can you give me some pointers? And then also, what is your hyper-focus though? Is it something creative? Is it music? Is it something, scientific or analytical, like working on a computer or building stuff, or I don't know what it is that you're interested in. Is it being a parent? It could be anything. Whatever it is that you're obsessed with, that you find yourself, your hobby that you love to go to, that is kind of like your mental getaway from it all. What is it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm so curious to hear from you guys. Again, right now mine is planting and also painting, but I am going to actually go paint today. So I guess I could have talked about that too, but we'll do another video on painting. And please remember to subscribe, click the gray bell to be notified the moment I upload another video every Wednesday. And you all must know by now that you are in my prayers. I love you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.